Good evening, everybody. Hello, Carson Meredith with you. It is 6:48. It is a Saturday night in August, and that means it is miserable outside. At least that's my 2 cents. The heat is back. You a fan of it? Not so much? Ready for fall? Let me know in the comments sections wherever you might be watching us tonight. Hope you're well. Hope you and your families are well as well. Really, the weather pattern's pretty quiet. The big story is the heat, at least for now, but there is some storm chances that we're going to talk about here tonight that will eventually put an end to this heat. So it's not here forever. It's here to stay for now, but it's not here forever. So take comfort in that. As always, any comments, questions, thoughts, concerns, let me know. You can comment on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, X, whatever Elon decides to call it today. Twitch, I think I already said that. All those social media platforms. Send us a comment, and we will go through them as the evening progresses. Carrie says, is it Carson today? Yes, it is. Hello. Hope all is well, my good friend. Carrie watching us on YouTube as always. Jocelyn says, good evening. She sums up the thoughts well. My thoughts well, at least. I am not, N-O-T, not looking forward to mid to upper 90s next week. No, I'm not either, Jocelyn. I wish I didn't have to put them in the forecast, but it is indeed still August. Angela's watching as always. Hope you're well, Angela. Just a tad toasty this afternoon. Our saving grace, friends, over the next few days is going to be that the humidity, it's there. I'm not going to say that it's not there because it most certainly is. But it's not that, instant sweat, air you can wear, sauna kind of feel. And that'll be our friend, because if we had those humidity levels a little bit higher than what they are, we might be talking several days that heat index close to 105, maybe 110. But that is not currently in the forecast at the moment. Carrie says it's not nearly as hot in the woods. Yeah, those rural areas, a little bit cooler, right? Still hot though, but not as hot. Tracy says bots. Got a Brian Good fan in the house. It'll be there soon enough, guys. We'll be talking about winter weather here soon enough. Tracy, always watching us in Salem. Hope you're having a good Saturday. Lynn says hello from McQuady, Kentucky. Ashley says the allergies are kicking my son's butt right now. I'm struggling too. A couple days ago, I had a big coughing fit completely out of nowhere. Like, good Lord, where'd this come from? And probably blame the ragweed pollen for that. We're moving out of grass pollen season, and now we're moving into ragweed season, especially as we get deeper into September, maybe into October too. Jason says hello from Cloverport, where it is toasty. I'm sure it is, Jason. Hope you're well. Where are the cirrus clouds Goody Cap talked about 2 days ago? They're out there. They're out there. Kind of that mixture of sun and clouds. That'll be with us for a while. Amanda says, good evening from Bardstown. I'm ready for fall, ready to decorate for the season. I don't blame you. I'm ready for the scents, all the pumpkin scents, not the latte, the smells and all that good stuff. I'm ready to go to Huber's and pick out a pumpkin. I'm ready to watch a lot of football, right? So yeah, it'll be here soon enough, guys. 4 weeks from tomorrow. Jay says, let fall arrive. Summer's about done. Meteorological fall is just a week away. That is true, Jay. You are absolutely right, my friend. Meteorological fall starts on September 1st. So next Sunday. Can you believe that? Crazy. Karen's got COVID in Elizabeth, Indiana. That's not good. Hope you get through it okay. I feel like a lot of us have had COVID by this point, 4 years in. It's not fun. I get it. More comments as the evening goes on. Let's talk weather. That's the live view of downtown Louisville. Kind of hazy. Yes, it's a combination of wildfire smoke from out west, but also you got to think we've gone almost a week now without any decent rain. Last Sunday was the last time we had, scattered downpours around. And even then, some of you didn't see anything a week ago. So all those pollutants are also starting to add up. And there's a pretty good chance we're going to be talking about air quality alerts soon. Right now, we're okay, but if you struggle with asthma or just any other medical issues, you might want to keep that in mind over the next few days. Obviously, you want to limit your time outside with this intense heat, but when you tack on the air quality, that could be a problem. Just keep that in mind as we get towards next week. 92 is our current temperature at the moment in Louisville. We got up to 93, which was our forecast high. The dew point is 62. So remember, when you're talking dew points in the 60s, low 60s at least, that means it's humid, but it's manageable. I'm not going to say comfortably because it's not comfortable out there. It's manageable. It's not, it could be a lot worse this time of year, right? And the dew points will meander in the low 60s for several days, and that'll keep the heat index numbers in check. But the air temperatures are still going to climb, so it might be a wash when it's all said and done. A few of our Kentucky Mesonet cameras are cameras from our friends at the Kentucky Mesonet, mid to upper 80s outside of Louisville. Hello to my friends in Bullitt County, Adair County, both at 86, Franklin County, 88, Shelby County, 84. Not much of a breeze today either, so it was definitely a little stagnant out there, even if the humidity wasn't horrible. Radar's quiet. Don't really know why I showed you that, to be honest with you, because you saw the sunshine. We have nothing to worry about for a while, and there's the reason why. Big Blue H, dome of high pressure, surface high pressure. It's starting to push to the east. Forgive my horrible drawing of an H there. But anyway, as this high pressure scoots off to the east and northeast, you're going to get southwest flow, kind of like this. And that's the reason why we're starting to warm things up. But the catch is the flow is coming more so from the Atlantic right now as opposed to the Gulf. So that means it's not intensely humid, right? That's why we got dew points in the 60s instead of the 70s. So again, yes, it's hot. It's going to stay hot, but it could be worse, if you could believe that. Big picture across the rest of the country. Got a few thunderstorms near Jacksonville, Florida, near Savannah, Georgia as well. Honestly, guys, it's fairly quiet across the U.S. Got some light rain across Colorado, New Mexico, and the Southern Rockies, up into the Northwest. Only one lone severe thunderstorm warning in Oklahoma. Anybody ever been to Oklahoma? I like it. It's a nice state. Good state to chase storms. And Oklahoma City is a cool town, too. If you ever get the chance, go visit it. It was fun. Tonight, 71. Mostly clear, warm and muggy. Classic August night. Most of us outside of Louisville will be in the upper 60s. Overnight tonight, notice that sunset time, by the way. It's getting earlier. 8:23 p.m. is our sunset time tonight. And here in about 3-ish weeks, we'll have that sunset before 8 o'clock. Those days are getting shorter. Heading out to the State Fair, the final day of the fair tomorrow. By the way, if any of you were at Wave Day at the fair on Tuesday, thank you for stopping by. It was great to meet so many wonderful people who watch us every day. We really enjoyed it, so we appreciated you coming by on Tuesday. If you're heading out to the fair tomorrow, I mean, no rain chances. So that's a good thing. You don't have to dodge any pop-up storms tomorrow, but it's going to be hot, of course. A couple degrees hotter, in fact, than what we had today. I'm calling 95 our high here in Louisville tomorrow. Now, obviously, that does not mean at all that we're going to have mid-90s everywhere across wave country. You know, the urban heat island of Louisville is going to drive that high temperature number. So 95 is where we're heading here in Louisville on Sunday. If you live outside of Louisville, we're probably looking at 90 to 92 tomorrow afternoon. So still plenty hot, but of course, those numbers are going to be a little inflated here in the city because of that heat island. Here's the humidity. All right. Look at your color scale there at the top of the screen. We want blue and green colors on this map. Okay. Blue and green, good. Orange and red, not good. That's air you can wear. So you notice as the evening goes on, it'll be tolerable, not bad. Overnight tonight, a little muggy, but it'll be okay. But as we go through each passing day, you notice that muggy feel is with us each and every day. But you also notice that the colors on our humidity tracker are mainly yellow, which means that humidity is staying in check. which means the heat index numbers will stay in check. I say all that just to give you a little bit of optimism as we get into this heat wave. We're not necessarily looking at that sauna feel. We're not looking at dew points in the 70s at this point. And that is why we don't have any heat advisories or heat warnings at the moment. You need a heat advisory, or if you have a heat advisory, you got to have a heat index 105 or higher. Right now, that is not in our forecast, thanks in part to that humidity value staying manageable. So I hope that makes sense. And it looks like that trend will continue for most of this heat wave ahead. Fingers crossed it stays that way, right? All right, comments we go. DJ King says hello from North Vernon, Indiana. DJ King, I always love your Facebook profile picture. That's cool. Celeste's asking, is there any severe weather coming soon? Nothing screams severe weather at this point. We got storms to talk about next week, and we'll get into those here in a moment, but nothing to me screams severe weather at this time. That's a good thing. Tessa says hello from Kentucky, lives in Salt Lake City, Utah. I like to go to Salt Lake City. I want to go there when the Olympics are there here in about 10 years. Sean's watching from Nolan Lake. Jay says, what we need is a super volcano to cool this planet down. Oh, well, that's one scenario, Jay. That's one scenario. Mary says, wow, good to see you from Huntsville, Alabama. Hi, Mary. Hope you're well down there in Huntsville, my old stomping grounds. Good times down there. I enjoyed my time living down in the deep South. Okay, let's talk about the heat here in wave country. The worst of it. It's still hot. Look, guys, each day through Friday is going to be hot. But if you made me pinpoint the worst of the heat, it's going to be these 3 days you see on the screen. Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. 98 Tuesday, 98 Wednesday for high temperatures. Thursday, 97. There are some forecast models that have suggested for the last 24 hours that we could hit 100 on Tuesday and Wednesday. I'm holding off on that for now, and I'll explain why in a second. Bottom line, it's still going to be painfully hot. The hottest days of the year, in fact, as we get towards next week. Now, as we have mentioned throughout this broadcast, the humidity is manageable. So that means the heat index isn't getting into that heat advisory, heat warning zone. But we're still going to have that heat index Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, right at or just above 100, from 100 to 102. So if you work outside, if you're going to be outside a lot this week, take plenty of breaks in the AC, in the shade. Parents, make sure the kiddos have water bottles when they go to the classroom this week. Make sure they have some water with them so that they can stay nice and hydrated as they head off to school. Because this is going to be the worst heat we've had so far this year. Records, close, not quite. A lot of our records in August go back to 2007. You guys remember that August? If you lived here back then, it was horrible, just brutal. We had numerous days, 100 or above. It was bad. So close to records, likely won't break them, but it'll be worth watching, I suppose. So again, the worst days of the heat are Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, highs between 97 and 98, with that heat index as high as 102. You don't need me to tell you that we've been too dry the last week or so. But now as this heat continues to turn up a little bit, we're going to put ourselves in a bad spot to where drought is going to become a factor again very quickly. You notice the rapid drought outlook here on your screen for the next 2 weeks. Highlights pretty much all of southern Indiana. Yeah, everybody in southern Indiana, even into parts of Breckenridge and Grayson County here in our area, out towards western Kentucky too. Personally, I think everybody is at concern for a rapid drought. Everybody's lawn's getting crunchy again, getting a little brown. It's late August. It's very similar to last year, where we had a big stretch of unusually wet weather for the summer months. And then we got to mid to late August and we just had nothing. And that's what led to the drought that caused all kinds of issues heading into the fall of last year. So this will be something that we need to watch very, very carefully as we head into September. Now, we do have some storm chances to talk about. There's two storm chances in particular that I am keeping my eye on. One is mainly Wednesday, possibly Tuesday. Can't rule it out, but more so on Wednesday. There will be a frontal boundary kind of hanging out just to our north, roughly in this area, northern Indiana, Ohio, Pennsylvania, and it's going to try to scoot south towards us, but it's just going to kind of meander nearby and eventually wash out, which means this cold front, or this front, I don't want to say cold front, this front is not going to give us any relief in the heat. But as you see here on Futurecast, it could set off spotty showers and storms. And the European model in particular suggests maybe clusters of storms. So we got to watch that for Wednesday. Again, the severe weather threat is low for now, but that could still change. Going into Thursday, the front, as I mentioned, for Wednesday washes out. So it's going to be hot, a little more humid on Thursday. So that's why we have a 20% storm chance there. Then we get to next weekend, and this is something we have to watch over the next 6 or 7 days. There will be a second cold front moving through about a week from now. When exactly that cold front moves through remains a little bit of a mystery. Yesterday, let's see, you could kind of imagine where that front is on the European model, right through there. See? Yesterday, the European model and a lot of guidance had this front moving through Friday and cooling us down and drying us out for Labor Day weekend. But I have noticed a considerable slowdown with this front today. What does that mean? Well, that means we'll have scattered storms around Friday and potentially into Saturday. So if this front gets hung up nearby, as the European and a lot of other models suggest, that may keep the scattered storm chances around throughout the holiday weekend. And a lot of fronts this time of year don't really get a move on all that quickly. So I can see how this might play out. That does not mean that Labor Day weekend is a washout. It's not going to be. But there might be some scattered storms to dodge. So we still have to nail down the exact timing of that front. But there will be a cool down whenever that front moves through. I'll explain it here in a second before I remind you that fall is 29 days away. We're getting there. September 22nd, 8:44 a.m. Eastern Time will be the official start of fall, the autumnal equinox. 29 days away. We're almost there. Cheryl says, hello, moved to Indianapolis, but still a big fan of Wave. Well, we appreciate you still checking in, Cheryl, from up there in Indianapolis. Love that town. Jay's got some good lines tonight. I don't know why we need rain. All it does is cause the grass to grow, which means you got to mow the lawn, right? I get it. Fair enough. Tracy says, wow, it's my birthday next weekend. Hopefully not severe. Yeah, we're not looking at much of a severe threat, Tracy, at the moment. That can still change, but there's nothing that screams to me severe weather at this time for next weekend, or all of next week for that matter. Okay, here's the 10-day. 30% chance for those scattered storms Friday and Saturday as that cold front is nearby. We still need to figure out how quickly this front gets out of here. That's why I'm leaning a little slower at the moment, because it takes a while for fronts to move through in late August and early September. However, you do notice, at least for the second half of Labor Day, our current forecast cools us back down into the 80s. It'll come back. The 80s will come back soon. And hopefully we can get that timing down to where we have some slightly cooler days to enjoy for the holiday weekend next weekend. Notice next Tuesday, 83. Might be another little fall preview as we head into that first full week of September. All right. That's all I got today, guys. Pretty quiet. Just a few little storm chances to watch. But the big story is the heat. Just take it easy out there. If at all possible, just limit your time outside. Of course, a lot of us work outside. God bless all of you that do. Be careful over the next few weeks, or the next few days, I should say. Stay hydrated, stay cool, take plenty of breaks in the AC, if you possibly can. Worst of the heat is Monday through Thursday, 97, 98. May feel as hot as 101 to 102. Any last minute comments, questions, concerns, critiques before we wrap things up tonight? Here's a good one. Carrie asks on YouTube, when do you give your Twisters review? When I go see it? Yeah, I'm one of those bad meteorologists that hasn't seen Twisters yet. I wanted to the night that we had our giveaway, or our contest winners go see the movie at Escape Theaters here in town, but I had to come in to do Sunrise the next morning, so I wasn't able to stick around and watch it. I'll have to wait now until it comes out on streaming, but then I will give my review for those of you that are so inclined to hear it. Okay, that's going to do it for tonight. Appreciate you guys watching as always. We've got NASCAR on Wave tonight from Daytona. All my racing fans out there, it's a big night, big race tonight. We will be on Wave News at 11 following that race this evening. I'll be back here in the Wave Weather Now studios tomorrow night as well. I'll be here all weekend watching the heat and keeping an eye on those storm chances as we get closer to the Labor Day weekend holiday. Can you believe that? Like, we're already talking about Labor Day. Crazy how time flies. Couple more comments coming in here late. Steve says, thank you, Wave 3. Of course. That's what we're here for, to keep you guys safe and informed. No matter the weather, quiet, stormy, hot, cold, whatever. We're going to be here watching it for you. Okay, that's it for tonight. Thanks for watching. We will see you again tonight after the NASCAR race from Daytona on Wave News at 11. Good night.